The dangers of the dark web. The internet can be compared to a glacier. What we know and see as regular net browsers and searchers is the tip of the iceberg. Underneath the surface lies a mountain of undisclosed websites. These sites are referred to as dark web or deep web. There's other similar names that they can be identified as. According to deepwebsites.com, a website dedicated to the research of such sites, the surface web, which is what we encounter when we Google or when we just browse the net, is only about 7 terabytes, while the dark web is composed of over 7,000, and it's still growing. What things you can find on the dark web range basically within criminal activity. It's essentially a web of sites that are comprised of things that are more than likely legal. You can, for example, search for hired killers, cocaine, or buy things off of the black market. How do you access the dark web? The dark web is accessed through specific web addresses. These will usually end in .onion. Just like an onion, there's many layers to the dark web, and you kind of have to peel through them to get to where it is that you want to go. So these search engines are just like Google, and they allow you to search for things. Typically, you will need to load a special browser to help you access these browsers. Generally, the browser is called Tor, and this helps keep your identity anonymous. Here's a helpful visual that allows you to see kind of what the deep web or the dark web is. So what we do is here, and here is like Google and Pinterest and Facebook. That's the tip of the iceberg. And then the deep web, you can access more hidden information, whereas the dark web, you're able to do or take part of any criminal-based activities. This is an informational video, and if you like the video, you can go ahead and click on it for further information. It's just a guy that knows a lot about the dark web, and it's just an extra resource embedded into my presentation. So my conclusions on the deep web or the dark web is that I found this research quite disturbing. It's one of those things that I wish I never knew about. While I had an understanding that there were websites where criminals would go to, I did not know how sophisticated it all really was. Essentially, the deep web or dark web is organized crime on the web. It allows sinful people to carry on with their sin in an environment that fosters their sin and along others that sin along the same lines. As an educator, I do believe, however, that it is important for us to become aware of these things because we can stay vigilant in our classroom, and when we know what we have to look for, then it's easier for us to find. Here's a list of references that I use for my presentation. Thank you for your time.